And we are live.
Great. Welcome, everybody. This is the Openjs Council, Openjs Foundation Cross Project Council meeting. Today is September 13th, 2022. I'm filling in for Joe Seppi. It's Robin again. Got a smaller crowd today. A lot of folks are traveling on the road, lots of things, Electron Collab Summit, Open Source Summit. But have a nice group here. So let's see, Michael, do you want to repaste those notes? You just in chat.
Sure.
Folks add themselves.
Yeah, there's the link if people want to add themselves to the agenda.
If they haven't already. And let's get through. I was going through some of these things last night. Thanks everyone who has started making updates, closing things. Okay, let's look first on the list. Issue 923, clarify the voting process. I believe there was a working session on this last week. Were you there, Michael? I was traveling for a conference.
No, I couldn't make it.
Okay. Nobody else? I think we were all gone. I did officially send out the mail with our new CPC voting reps, Michael, Jordan, Emily, and Toby. Congrats and welcome again to another year of voting. I think we're looking at perhaps simplifying was sort of the theme of the meeting last week on voting. It's still a little complex, even for those of us who've been around a little bit. So, but we'll keep working on that as we move along. And I realize we missed announcements, but I think we'll capture some of the announcements in our issues. Okay, issue 910, add patching script for code of conduct modifications.
Seems like there's some uncertainty among various folks about what the plan is. My understanding was that we should land a PR with the changes on top of the contributor covenant, along with a tool that can combine them. And so it might just be waiting for someone to write that tool. But I don't know how, I don't know if that's like a hard requirement or if that's just what we all assume is going to happen when someone writes the tool. Or,
You're saying land the PR with the contributor covenant. Once you open, maybe bring it up in the issue first and.
I'll take a look at it and leave a comment after this meeting.
Okay.
Get it moving.
All right.
Yeah, I think you have in the issue, you have a concrete list of steps of how it would work. Which
I
sense
remember writing something like
that.
Yeah,
it's basically like, it's a good proposal. So it's probably, like you said, waiting on somebody to actually implement.
Anyone watching?
Yeah. Let me know how I can help, Jordan.
Will do.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Issue 908. Let's see. Openjs World 2023 planning. We talked 2 weeks ago, giving y'all an update that we don't plan on having a standalone sort of marquee event. We will have a smaller summits within Openjs World and then adjacent events to existing either Linux Foundation events or what I call third-party events. So whether that's like a NodeConf.eu or Cascadia JS, our friends in the Northwest. So what I would really love for everyone to do, I don't know if we could put it in the issue, that would be great, is for you all to let me know which are your favorite JavaScript events that you like to attend, or what are the popular ones in various parts of the world, because we do need to start, kind of finalizing our budget this fall for 2023. And then I want to work with the organizers to see how we can help bring our community with theirs. So if everyone has a wish list, And maybe I'll prompt folks with a comment on that.
Might be worth tweeting something out from the foundation account, something like we're considering events to partner with.
Oh, good idea. Okay.
Like, tell us, go to this issue and comment with, comment or upvote your favorite, something like that.
Yeah. One thing we don't have like the ink drive, but we're partnering with the Finos Foundation, which is the FinTech Foundation, with their event in December 8th. We're just looking at space right now, and we're putting together a JavaScript and FinTech event in New York, likely on the same day, if not like a day 2 or a day 0. So if that's something folks are interested in, but yeah, we're kind of working out what space parameters we have, and then we'll work with the program committee to curate that.
How far out is that?
That's not very far out. It's December 8th.
Okay.
But I think we should have quite a bit of interest. We have some financial banks members, other folks who think it's important in that space. But actually, they're just from the Finos folks just looking for some of our maintainers as well to provide more updates on projects. So
yeah, I was just asking. That sounds like a very interesting one. Unfortunately, I'm actually on vacation that week, but
yeah, and one of the Finos leaders, James McLeod, actually runs the JavaScript meetups in London, if you know him. So yeah, we're excited about that one. They actually have a similar event in London. I think it's in June. So we'll look at doing that in June next year as well. So.
I think in adding to Jordan's suggestion, like not just asking people to say what their best events are, but like, hey, are there any events who would like to partner with us? Because
yeah.
Right.
That sounds like events may say, hey, we already get some interest. So, hey, why don't you come? And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay. The next two, the next one, the CPC at large, there were actually sort of two categories that was closed. Actually, I should update the issue, but what I had just commented earlier about Jordan and Emily are at large, and Toby and Michael no, I'm getting confused.
He and Michael, I think, are the regular,
elected by the regular, and Toby for AMP and Emily have their projects. That's right. Got it. So that's closed. So I will update that and then close it. Okay. The impact voting member selection. Again, we've had those updates. Just want to give you all a heads up, even our board members. We have our website's a little glitchy right now, but we do have a ticket in to fix it. So we're going to have all of our governance section updated soon. We're also going to be updating our website come in the next year. So hopefully it won't be so glitchy and we can make those updates in real time. Okay, skipping down to 898, Grace Hopper Conference. I gave a quick update last night. We posted a blog this morning. Sarah Chips and I will be there along with Paula Paul from our board and other community folks, but we have a lot going on. So we tweeted today and we have a blog. So Friday we have the Node.js project is doing a hackathon for virtual attendees. There are 15,000 virtual attendees registered, 15,000 in person for 30,000 total. We do unfortunately have to cap the attendance level at some of these hackathons and workshops. Thanks to the organizers on that. We've got, in addition to the Node Hackathon, I'm doing a workshop with some other community folks on essentially how the falafel gets made with community engagement. We're doing a mock White House hearing on a security incident with a chief security officer, a maintainer, foundation leader, and a security vendor. So we're going to do breakout sessions with attendees and then come back and present a mock White House hearing on security. So that'll be pretty cool. And then
Crazy.
all of, yeah, I know, it'll be kind of fun. I am actually not playing a foundation leader. I am playing a chief information security officer. So,
So cool.
yeah, who's a little skeptical on open source, so that'll be fun. And then next week we have our Linux Foundation booth, where we will all be taking shifts. So that'll be great. And then on Tuesday evening, we're having an open source happy hour that we're partnering with Fannie Mae on. And if you're interested in coming, hit us up for tickets because space is limited, but it will be a lot of fun. So I think it'll be a goosebump moment walking onto that floor at Grace Hopper. So excited. Cool. Let's see. Another contributor code of conduct. Should we sort of bookmark that with the other update we had? It seems to kind of keep hitting us. Just the last person to comment. My goodness. I see Tierney approving with the condition that we land the patches. Oh, block. Yeah, I think this all needs to be cleaned up from what I recall 2 weeks ago. Is that what you all remember?
Yeah, and so I think that is tied up with the first one we talked about. It's
Okay.
basically waiting for someone to write the tool and then land that PR, and then the other one can land.
Okay. Just gonna skip over that one. A focus on JavaScript security at Openjs. Just an hour before this meeting, we had our security working group meeting. We're looking at, doing more outreach to get more folks to attend. We had Michael and Jordan and Joe. We realized that time zones are not always friendly for that. So I know that Joe's going to be doing some outreach in the Slack channel, and also just doing some more async kind of idea, generators on Jordan, on what we should prioritize and when we can meet. Okay, Jordan, you're muted. Jordan, you're muted. Oh, you're
okay.
just talking
To someone else.
to your coworker. Got it. But just on an update, the Node.js has a open SSS grant. We have another blog going out in the next day or two. But we're doing monthly progress reports with them and looking at areas where we can take some of their learnings and best practices and apply it to other JavaScript projects. So you'll hear more about that on the security group and also in our blog. License check support tooling. Michael, I did reconnect with the team and the new CTO for the Linux Foundation, and they want to have a meeting next week when they're all back. If you'd like to join, Jordan, I know you had briefed that group on the tool you'd written, so I'd love to loop you in on that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure.
Yeah, and actually, I think OpenSSF had been interested in something similar, so that's good. Cool. Great. Let's see, I'm gonna skip the COC because again, that's looped in. Issue 761, build stronger ties between the at-large maintainers and their CPC reps. I know there's a new maintainer channel. I've seen some ideas floating through. Michael, I know you're wanting a deck that I owe you on that's specific for maintainers, not just new members. So we'll get that going as soon as we're staffed up. I think we'd be close though. Okay. Okay. All right, this is a new issue. 657, update docs to indicate projects can use the ICLA if they want. Was this Michael, you want to give an update?
Did I comment on this one?
Is this a new one that you opened? Because I thought this was a topic of board discussion about 2 years ago, or was it a new issue that folks can use an ICLA or a CCLA, a corporate or an individual CLA?
Yeah, I guess this was
So
open 2
choose.
years ago.
And it landed on our agenda today. I don't know how.
Let's see. Well, Toby added it to the agenda 5 days ago.
Oh, maybe just
That's how it ended up.
housekeeping.
So he tagged it with the agenda tag. So that's why it's on now.
Okay,
It sounds like, if we look at the issue, well, okay, the IP policy guidance is moved. It looks like it might have landed in the IP policy guidance, but not necessarily on the website. There were 2 parts there. So where's our IP policy guidance? I suspect he added it to say, hey, are we done? Or
Mhm.
I'm just looking if I can find the IP policy guidance.
Yeah, I thought Brian had maybe updated it, but
Toby must have just added it so that we were reminded that it was still there.
Yeah. So I can find the IP policy guidance. CLA. Right, so I see that that's actually updated to say you can use an individual CLA by itself, or both the individual CLA and the corporate
Mhm.
CLA without any further review.
yeah,
So that's checked. Then the question is on the Openjs website.
it's on there. He has the link to it. The Openjs Foundation
Right,
CLA,
okay.
it has both. Maybe it was just a typo agenda ad.
I think it also says, or just an individual CLA. So I think that says, like I'm reading it, basically says, project maintainers may choose to use the DCO sign-up process, an individual CLA and a corporate CLA, or just an individual CLA, which I think is,
Mhm.
I think we can just check this and close it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right. That's it for issues. Looking through the PRs. We do have, one of the things I'm looking through that I end up writing an email several times because their documentation is bad is issue 7 or PR 759. I think if we were going to make one update, it's just streamlining the process for our community fund. Right now we are doing the reimbursements, which is fine. I think the vision was to have it go through the community fund. So that would sort of be self-automated. I don't know if it's faster or about the same. We try to reimburse folks within 2 weeks. But our documentation is actually wrong on the community fund. It says go to LFX. So, but the issue with LFX is we need to have a non-Openjs Foundation employee responsible for that. So we still have the process, the PR process, I think, which is great because it's transparent and you get eyes on it to have it go through. But once somebody asks for the actual reimbursement on the, it just comes through us with the details. It doesn't go to LFX.
Right, I think, yeah, that would be my question on this is it ready? Is the Openjs staff ready to manage it through the LFX? And the other
Well,
thing
for us, we would be, it's all plugged and wired in through our finance. So that's fine and easy. We would just move more budget there. I think we just put $50 in just as a placeholder, but the CPC has its own budget to manage for scholarships, travel, and a thank you program were some of the ideas. But again, to hit the approval button, it's almost like Open Collective, right? You need somebody from the community to have that authority and approval, not us.
I'd suggest perhaps asking if the chair of the CPC.
Yes,
is
since
going
he's
to be
not
the-
here, we could, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Volunteer
we've talked about one to manage funds from the bug bounty program, and that's the exact question I got. Like, as the chair, would I be willing to be the final button pusher? And I said, okay. So I think maybe, like, so I think that like the chair being the one who says, yeah, okay, I see who needed to approved it. You're going to push the button to pay. That makes some sense. In this proposal, the other thing it proposes is a separate budget committee than what currently is done. Currently, it's like, you know, all CPC members LGTM the issue and eventually gets approved.
Mhm.
So somebody would have to set up, you know, in its current form, somebody would have to set up a budget committee, get people and get everybody to agree. If you took that out of here and left it with the CPC approves as we do today, and the chair was willing to be the final button pusher, it might be landable.
Yeah. And I have examples of people's PRs, because you don't have to like divulge your entire personal information itinerary on a PR on your travel. So it's just kind of a little high level. So I'd like to maybe create like a template for that too, using some of the other submissions. But I think that would, as travel is really heating up, that's the one area I think that we can make a difference in streamlining. So, okay, I'll talk to Joe about it, and maybe work on the docs. Joe, button pusher, is that what we're gonna call him?
I say the chair button pusher, like when you run for the chairship, this is one of the things you take on, is kind of the. But the other thing you might want to look at is whether you want to update that proposal to keep the budget committee or eliminate the budget committee, because
Oh, right.
if you want the budget committee as written there, you're going to need to get people to be the budget committee.
What do y'all think about that? Or do we need a separate subcommittee? The CPC seems.
I don't think so. I don't think we need a separate committee.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like
how
a lot
many
of overhead.
decisions which decisions would they be making?
Like, how much do you allocate for scholarships versus travel versus thank you program?
But like, that
And not
only
in-
needs to be allocated if we run into a case where like we have too many requests and we have to turn some down in order to have money for something else. Has that been a problem yet?
Has not been a problem yet. I could see
Seems like
perhaps
something-
moving in the future as we grow a little bit, we'll see, but.
It seems
I'd
like
be
something we
like-
should just keep an eye on and delay the bureaucracy until it's helpful.
100%.
That's kind of what I was going to agree with. Like, it's simpler to just stick with the approval process we've been using for travel. People are already doing it. And as a second step, we could propose something bigger, but why slow ourselves down trying to figure that out first?
Agree. We also use the main Openjs budget as well for scholarships and travel as well. So, okay. Sounds good to me. Cool. Is there anything else on that PR list that we think we needed today? I know we had a working session on just cleaning up and doing kind of like a filing and documentation, things like that. I think we made a dent that day, but we definitely need more of that. Cool. I think we're covered on issues and PRs. I'm trying to think of any other announcements. I think we've hit the announcements, rolling into our issues. Does anybody else have any announcements that I could have missed?
I guess upcoming Collaborator Summit.
The Collaborator Summits, that's right. We have the Openjs Collab Summit in Dublin, Saturday, Sunday, October 1st and 2nd. That's adjacent to NodeConf BU. And September 22nd and 23rd, we have the Openjs Open Visualization Collab Summit in Madrid. Thanks to Carto for hosting that. Thank you, Red Hat, for hosting the Collab Summit in Dublin. So those two are going quite well. I'm excited for those groups and some of the ideas they come up with. I think you had lots of really robust discussions in Austin this last year, right?
Yeah, we had lots of, I think, lots of people, some really good discussions, and looking forward to doing it again, probably with a different group, because it's, in Europe. So it's nice to be able to have one that's close to the different locales. And so it should be great.
Yep, we want to do more of those too. So great. Having them company hosted works well as well from an agility. And it's nice because then we meet new friendly faces from those companies in those countries. So that's pretty cool. So great. Well, that's all I have today, gang. Anyone else?
Okay.
Sarah, I will
Thanks.
see you in Orlando.
See you next week.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Jordan, your daughter's finished with your masterpiece today, painting?
She's painted too, in fact.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Good. Very cool. All
See you
right.
later.
Yeah, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Mhm.
Thank you. Bye.